Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dami Shoyoye and this channel is going to be faith-based. It's going to be about Christian relationships, Christian friendship. How do I get on with my mum? How do I navigate university? What do I do after university? There's so many questions in our minds as young people. So I want to have real conversations, real topics with real Christians. So stay tuned and let's see what's in store. And welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dami Shoyoye and this is the first installment on this show. So today I actually want to talk about divine friendships. So at the beginning of the year, we're always talking about all our goals and the things that we want to achieve for the year. And a lot of things that were trending on social media is things like, hashtag no new friends, I'm cutting this person off, this person's not loyal. It's just a lot of negative stuff in regards to friendships. And unfortunately nowadays we actually live in a cancel culture. And I can put my hands up, unfortunately, and admit to the fact that sometimes I've actually cancelled people. And what that means is, you become friends with someone and then long story short, they might do something that annoys you or irritates you, and you just decide, you know what, I don't actually want to be friends with you anymore, essentially. And I know for me, a lot of times I'm like, I'm a
really good friend, I'm this, I'm that. And I felt like one day the Holy Spirit was like, no, but Dami, are you a really good friend? And instantly I was triggered. I was like, yeah, of course.
Of course I'm a good friend, yeah. But then as I was saying, yeah, and I was really hyping myself up that I am a good friend, I'm trustworthy, I'm loyal, all these amazing things, the Holy Spirit actually dropped a name into my spirit. And I was just like, okay, you got me. You got me. Because he reminded me of a friend that I have. So she used to live here, but then she moved to Spain for work. And every time it's my birthday, literally every year, she'll message me and be like, what's the plans? Do you want me to come down? Da, da, da. And I'm always like, no, it's going to be a quiet one. Don't worry about it. Blah, blah, blah. Yet she will still make an effort and come all the way from Spain to here just to celebrate my birthday. And the sad thing is, it was her birthday recently. And guess who forgot the birthday? Yes. Unfortunately, I forgot her birthday. And I felt like I'm here pointing fingers at everyone else that this person's not great, this person's not this. But me, myself, I need to self-analyze and decide, am I actually a good friend? How have I invested in that friendship? How have I increased her value? And that's something I actually want to discuss today, that instead of us always cancelling people, let's actually self-analyze that, are we good friends? And something my mum always says about relationships is that when you're leaving a relationship, make sure you leave it like a toilet. Leave it better than how you found it. Always make sure that when you are in a relationship or a friendship that you're actually adding value. You're adding value to that relationship. My pastor's wife always says, make sure you're adding value onto that relationship. So VAT, so value added tax. Don't just enter into a relationship and constantly just be leeching off that person. Try and see, how can I benefit this person? How can I take that person to the next level? How can I, ensure this person reaches their purpose and their destiny? And something I've noticed is a lot of times if I ask people, okay, what do you actually require in a friend? We will list so many attributes and personality traits and I want this person to this. But when it comes down to it, do you actually possess all those attributes? And it's funny because someone was saying in terms of relationships that a lot of times we say, you ask the person, what's your ideal person or ideal partner? And you will describe someone that's tall, it's chocolate. Basically, you describe Anthony Joshua, basically. And then the person was like, okay, cool. So you've got all those criterias, but how many do you meet? And do you think that person that you've just described, would they want you? And when that person said it, I was like, oh, two clicks. Because it's so true. The person that we want as a friend or in a relationship, do they want you? Do you qualify for the things that they are actually asking for? And I know a lot of times when you're thinking, but there's been occasions when I've invested in this relationship, I've invested in this friendship, and it didn't return. I didn't get return on my investment. This person has betrayed me, or they were disloyal, or doing things that I didn't like. But one thing I do want to just to highlight is the fact that when we enter into friendships, We need to make sure we're prayerful about it, that we include the Holy Spirit in the decisions that we make, that we actually pray for a spirit of discernment. And I remember the story of Elisha, I think it's 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 12. And there's a fight between two kings. So you have king of Syria, and you have king of Israel. And the king of Syria is constantly plotting and scheming against the king of Israel. And every time he makes a plan, the king of Israel immediately knows. And he does it again. He makes a plan, and king of Israel will know. And eventually he had to call all his servants and everyone. And he was like, listen, we've got a snitch here. Okay, there's someone that's grassing me up. There's someone that's reporting all my plans to the king of Israel. Who is it? Like, let me know who it is. Because there's no way he would know. And one of the servants put their hand up and they were like, I don't know if you know this, but there's a prophet called Elisha. And even the things you're whispering in your bedroom, he can hear it. So he's the one that's reporting to the king of Israel. And I was just like, wow. That's actually the job of the Holy Spirit. That the Holy Spirit will actually tell you this person is for you or against you. But that's why we need to include him before we even start a relationship. It's not halfway through that we're like, I don't think we should be friends anymore. I think we should go our separate ways. Like, that's not the time to be now analyzing those kind of things. So that's what I want to say to you, is that make sure before you even enter into a relationship that you're prayerful about it, that you use wisdom and discernment before you enter. And for me, I know my prayer point is always that God, give me a Jonathan to my David, give me an Elizabeth to my Mary. And really, that's a really powerful prayer point, because if you actually analyze those friendships, they were selfless, they were sacrificial, there was loyalty. You know, they were constantly edifying each other and pushing each other to purpose and into destiny. And I actually want to look at the story of David and Jonathan and just highlight a few attributes that I think are amazing in their relationship. Firstly, there was sacrifice in the terms for Jonathan. And Jonathan was just like, you know what? I'm happy to give up my throne to you, David. And it wasn't just because he thought, oh yeah, we're friends, yeah, I'm just going to give you my throne. He was like, no, I think that God has called you for this, that you've been called for such a time as this, and I think that you'd be able to do a better job than I would. And during that time, King Saul, which is Jonathan's dad, he was trying to kill David because he thought David was trying to take his throne. And you think Jonathan would take that same attribute or same behavior and become, like father, like son, and think, you know what? I'm going to kill David too. I'm going to pretend to be his friend. Then I'm going to backstab him and blah, 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 blah. But he didn't. He didn't even take that approach at all. He was just like, I know that you are so suited for this. So I'm ready to sacrifice my position and give it to you. And let's even bring it down just to modern day times. That, you and your friend are applying for a job. And you're both, at the final interview stage. Would you be able to say to your friend, like, this is an amazing opportunity, but I think you're better suited to it, so I'm going to step down? How many friendships are like that? Like, that's just so rare. And not only that, but Jonathan was loyal. He was loyal even to the point of death. There was times when King Saul was trying to kill David, and he would signal to David that, oh, you need to run far. Okay, stay, you're safe. He was constantly protecting him, constantly looking out for him. And those are kind of friendships that we need. And most importantly, their relationship transferred into the next generation. Even when Jonathan died, David said, who can I bless because of Jonathan? And I thought, wow, that friendship not only stood the test of time, but even transferred to the next time. And that's my prayer, is that, there's different types of love. We have, agape love, eros love, phileo love. But I think the most important love that I really want to emphasize in this season is phileo. And phileo is brotherly love. And what does that mean? It means I'm going to do things for you, not because I'm expecting something back, but because I love you. Notice as I've grown older is that my friendship circle has actually reduced. So, when I was younger, I had loads of different friends. He was my friend, she was my friend, they were my friend. Everyone was my friend. And something someone told me is that sometimes we give away the title of friendship too easily. It's not everyone that should be your friend. Some people are acquaintances, some people are your peers, some people are your colleagues. And some people that we've called friends should have actually remained strangers. And we have to be so mindful of who we call a friend. Even Jesus Christ had an inner circle. It wasn't everyone he revealed himself to. It wasn't everyone who told his secrets to. He had an intimate circle. And it's so important, the friends that we keep, because your friends determine who you become in life. my pastor said something that was very, very key. And he said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Because your friends ultimately are the steership of your life and they will determine which way it should go. So that's why I'm so amped that we need to make sure we are having divine friendships and divine connections, because you'd be surprised where your friendships can actually take you, whether good or bad. Analyze that, am I a good friend? And if not, try and correct it. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.